Imagine you're able to borrow as much money as you want, and every shop around the world wants you to keep borrowing more. That's kind of how the US and its dollar work in the global economy. America owes over $34 trillion. That's more than the value of everything it makes in a year. The US government spends more on defense, healthcare, and stimulus checks than it takes in from taxes. To cover this gap, the US borrows by selling IOUs, called treasury bonds, to people, banks, and countries worldwide. Here's the trap. As the debt grows, so do interest payments. Last year, interest alone cost $659 billion. Think of it like a credit card. If you always borrow more to pay back what you owe, your debt keeps getting bigger. But here's a twist. Even as the US prints more dollars, the world keeps demanding those dollars. The US dollar is the world's reserve currency. Other countries use it to trade oil and goods. Foreign investors, central banks, and businesses need dollars to do global business. Whenever someone buys US goods, stocks, or government bonds, they pay in dollars. The US is seen as a safe haven. In tough times, everyone wants their money in dollars. It's like having a store where customers line up every day, regardless of how much you restock. So even as the US prints more dollars, there's always demand, which keeps its value relatively strong. Now, what if things turn upside down, and people worldwide stop trusting the dollar? Imagine. Investors and countries begin selling off their US Treasury bonds, fearing the US can't pay them back. The value of the dollar drops fast. Now it takes more dollars to buy foreign goods, making everything imported more expensive. Inflation spirals, meaning regular Americans see prices jump for basics like food and fuel. The government faces trouble paying interest on its debts, and confidence cracks. Other countries might rush to use a different currency like the euro or yuan for trade, leaving the dollar behind. While a total collapse is unlikely, America's global financial power and everyday life at home could change dramatically. So, to sum up, America's deep in debt largely from overspending and big crises. The US dollar stays strong because the world depends on it. But if that trust breaks, prices, jobs, and America's influence could take a big hit. Understanding how money, trust, and debt work together helps explain today's headlines, and why what happens to the dollar affects everyone.